AFSCME, Illinois' largest public sector union, has threatened to strike over contract demands that include a 29% pay increase, despite the fact that the state has record high taxes and billions of dollars in unpaid debt. Can you follow that logic? We're hitting the beach to find out. So we're talking about state worker salaries. Do you think in general state workers are overpaid, underpaid, or are they paid just about right?
That, I think, varies from case to case.
I would like to think that they can get paid a little more.
It depends on the state worker, but I think they're fairly paid.
Probably underpaid.
I'm not sure, yeah. I don't really know.
I say right about.
I think they're right for their position, their wage.
I feel like the market should determine their pay.
If they made more, it would kind of cause controversy, I think.
Do you know what the average state worker salary is?
We got 50,000.
I think it's about 80,000.
Just under 60,000, which is about 10,000 higher than the national average for state workers. So you still think fairly paid?
Yes.
Yes.
Does that change your opinion at all?
No.
Yeah. It kind of changes it.
I mean, 60,000, that's like a good paying thing.
Where do they live in Chicago? I mean, because I make less than that and I live in Lincoln Park.
That's a good salary. If you're making a state salary and you're not happy, then there's got to be like something wrong with you because it's good money.
AFSCME, which is the state's largest public sector union, is in contract negotiations with the governor, and they've reached an impasse over demands that include a 29% pay increase over 4 years, full health benefits, and a reduced work week.
I don't know.
It's unaffordable.
That kind of compensation and those kind of, additional benefits are just outrageous.
Kind of baloney.
If you were negotiating that contract, would you meet their demands? Would you meet them halfway, or would you replace AFSCME workers on strike?
I think in any situation, compromise is always key. I would find a way to meet them halfway.
I would say halfway.
I'd point out to them that there's pretty much no private company in the world that offers those kind of benefits for standard clerical and administrative jobs.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
So, and if I told you that there were 18 other public sector unions that had negotiated those contracts and agreed to a pay freeze, in good faith, agreed to a pay freeze.
I think they should agree to a pay freeze too. I would think that that's fair.
Well, wage freeze, to me personally, it's not good because I like to grow personally. That means my wage grow.
What's a wage freeze?
And the state has $10 billion in unpaid bills to local vendors. Do you still think you try to meet them halfway?
I think the state has done an extremely poor job at negotiating with their vendors. It's outside of the public worker's salary.
Do you think in that case that AFSCME should get raises while we have outstanding debt?
No.
Probably not, yeah.
Well, Illinois is already super in debt,
I feel that the state's debt needs to be a priority.
So state workers should get raises even if social services haven't gotten paid?
Like I said, prioritize. And if that means the state workers need to either wait a little longer or take a little less, but still receive a little more, I'd find a way to meet them halfway.
If AFSCME persisted with their demands, would you replace those workers, the striking workers, with non-union labor?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So poor people and their poor jobs and their poor families. I guess that's how business and capitalism is done.
I think it would be nice to replace them.
So if you're striking for a reason, and if you don't succeed within the strike, then why would you go back to that job?
No, I think I'm for union jobs.
If it came to a stall point, I'd probably look into other options.
While Illinoisans want to be reasonable about state worker salaries, when they have all the facts about AFSCME's contract demands, it's difficult to follow the logic.